It's the final prep stages. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 3, the final prep stages on the Swing Beats Cruiser. I'm going to take you through a process on the prep, on the final prep. So if you're painting a frame and you've got it up to your primers, this will be your final stage before you start putting your base coats down. So I'll take you through some of the bits that we're going to use today. We've got a guide coat. Now what this stuff is basically a visual aid. So when you've got your primers down, you can use a powdered form guide coat, which is like this that I'm using today, or you can use the aerosol version. I'll pop a picture up in the screen now so you can get this one. They both do the same job. I opt for the powder form because it lasts a lot longer. It's easy to apply on these surfaces. With the aerosol one, you will speckle it down. So if you had the aerosol, you would like dust over and it would spray like a black sort of matte finish onto your frame and be speckled all over. And then what you do is you sand on top of your frame till you knock back these speckles and the black misting, and then your primer becomes flat. So I'm doing the same thing with the powder form. I'll wipe this on, you'll see the frame all like black smears over it, and then we'll go in with the sandpapers and knock this back. The sandpapers and things I'm using today, I've got a 320 disc. So on the frame we're going to go 320, 500 and then take it down to 1000. On the epoxy primer parts, I've got some of these real cheap, and I'd recommend these guys. These have lasted me ages. They came in a pack. They're a foam, and then you've got like a 500 grit on that one, and they go up like an 800. They get coarser as they go along up to like a 180, but they've lasted really well. You can just air hose them down once you've finished. I've had them years and they've been brilliant, guys. They really have, and the grit has stayed on them. You get like a pack in B&M for like £3, but they've been brilliant. They really have. So I'm going to be using them on these pieces today because you can squeeze the foam round and sand as you go along. So that's what's on the cards. We've got the frame, all these bits to get prepped up, and I'm going to talk you through at the end on some of the things that we're going to be doing on this frame in the next video. So stay tuned for that. I'll drop you in some time lapses. It's just a prep day. Can be boring, but you'll see these different grades go down, and I'll talk you through as much as I can along the way. So enjoy the video, grab yourself a drink, and we'll get prepping. See you in the first time lapse. Time lapse, you've seen we knocked the epoxy primer back, used a soft sponge on that. Dead easy on this epoxy, it sands back really nice. So all these are nice and silky smooth, them bits there. We're going to move on to the guide coat. What I'll do is I'll stick you on the tripod and give you a little talk through, and you'll see a little bit of application of the guide coat, and then I'll drop you in a time lapse and we'll get the frame prepped. So see you in a minute. Right guys, so what you do, you get your applicator like this. It comes on top of the actual dry guide coat. Shake it around, twist it, and that leaves the black powder on the applicator, and you just brush it over like that. So nice and easy, and that's what I was saying about it just puts a smear of black onto your primer. So get it all over your frame as much as you can. And as I say, this is just a visual aid. So once this is all over your frame, you can then start sanding down on the grits and knocking this black off. So you're just sanding it back to the primer and work down your grits. You can keep applying this through each stage if you want, not a problem. If you've got the aerosol form, you'll do the same sort of thing, but you'll be dusting over your frame and it will leave you black paint on top of your primer and you just knock it back. So that's the guide coat down. Nice and simple, just wipe it all over your frame or aerosol it on your frame and then you're good to go for the next stage. So we're going to start off with a 320. We'll knock this back, I'll apply some more and then we'll work down the grits and we'll finish this frame off and the forks off to 1000 grits. So it's really nice and smooth. So I'll see you in the next time lapse. Right guys, the prep is done. I didn't get all of it on the time lapse. I didn't get the forks on there. I've just got the crank arms to do, but they're just small. They'll take about 2 minutes to do them. I didn't get the forks on and I didn't show you. You probably didn't see me going in with the 1000 grit disc, but I did go in with the 1000 grit on this. I have used it. I started off on a 320. Then I went in with a soft sponge pad, which was like the 500, and went round all the intricate bits and just lightly went over with the 500, and then on all the flats of the tubes and round the main tubes that I could get hold the disc with, I went in with a 1000 grit. Now, this product that I'm going to pop up in the screen just here, this is the product that I've been using, the polyester primer, and I would really would highly recommend it, guys. It is incredible stuff. It really is. I'm used to using 2K high build like your MIPA, things like that. And if you've used that and you put it down, I wouldn't say the build's great on it. But when you come to sand it, I think 2K high build's very grainy. And to get a finish like that with 2K high build, you would need to wet flat it. When you use a 320 disc on this polyester, it will sand up super smooth and you could go straight down on your base coat on a 320 because it just sands up dead easy. You get an absolute flat, silky finish. And if you can see that, that is like ridiculously flat and smooth going down the grades. The forks come out the same, really nice. So it's a great product. You mix it with an activator, minimum 1.8 and probably upwards on your needle and nozzle size for your spray gun. But it just goes down great. Don't go too heavy on your first coat, just do it like you would do 2K high build. Drop a coat down, let it sort of flash for a minute and then build your layers up as you do. I mean, that's 2 coats on there. And we've got a couple very, very light rub throughs, but this is where there was a couple of nicks in the frame. And I just knocked it back to that, but it is absolutely silky smooth. So yeah, highly recommended that product. So we've got all the prep done. In episode 4, which I don't know when will be coming up, guys, because I'm still sort of like in the mix with custom paints. I've spoken to the guy at Custom Paints and I've like said, this is the sort of colour scheme I want to go with. We'll need like base coats, then there's the top coats. We're talking about different clear coats and things like that, candies and all that sort of stuff, and airbrush paint. So I've sort of said to him the path that I want to go. We've chosen some products. Fingers crossed they're getting sent out, and then I can start talking you through and give you a full rundown of the Specialist Paints products that's coming to do this frame, so I can give you a full step by step. I'll show you the range of their paints, show you the mixing ratios and how we're going to apply all these paints down to this frame. So that's going to be coming up in episode 4. I've got all the graphics are cut ready to go. I've got the engraved piece I'm picking up today for the drinks holder. That's being picked up today. There's going to be some gold leafing on this as well. We're going to be doing some gold leafing on here. We've got logos to do in gold leaf and some bits in here. As well as candies, we're going to do some candies over gold leaf and do two-tone candies over gold leaf. So it's going to be a really nice frame when it's done, guys. It really is. So yeah, a lot more to do. So I hope you can join me in the next one, which will be part 4. Just keep your eyes out for it on the channel. There'll be other videos coming up in between that, but I'm just waiting on some deliveries and some finalisation bits with Specialist Paints, and then we can move on. So thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe, press that notification, drop the comments, guys. Tell me your thoughts on the process so far. Hope you're enjoying the content, and I'll see you in episode 4. Cheers.